Holy Thursday. Right, obviously a companion piece is the Songs of Innocence poem that we looked at earlier, which, if we just briefly remember that, that's the story of thousands of children going into St. Paul's on a Holy Thursday around Easter time and singing the roof off almost, you know, a great sort of whirlwind of noise that they make. With the aged people sitting by. And remember that the image there is really painting a sort of a picture of a really rather lovely religious occasion where all the children come together and show their sort of collective voice, and we have an image of the whole, all the different sort of cultures almost of London. Blake talks about the different kind of colours that the children are wearing, sitting side by side, and perhaps a more modern interpretation is, you know, we could think of the different races coming together in an occasion like that. But this is very different, isn't it, this Holy Thursday? Is this a holy thing to see? In a rich and fruitful land, babes reduced to misery, fed with cold and usurious hand. It opens with a powerful rhetorical question, and I think that it noticeable that, you know, the Songs of Experience use the question form a great deal more. We saw it a lot in Another Sorrow at the end of Innocence, but if we look at the Tiger and we look at this poem, this the Songs of Experience full of questions, and this one, very powerful. Is this holy, to see these poor little children reduced to misery? They are fed with cold and usurious. Usurious meaning thief-like. If you're usurious, you're stealing things. So is that trembling cry a song? Can it be a song of joy? And so many children poor. It is a land of poverty, and the sun does never shine, and their fields are bleak and bare, and their ways are filled with thorn. It is eternal winter there. For wherever the sun does shine and wherever the rain does fall, babe can never hunger there, nor poverty the mind of Paul. Well, he seems to be saying, you know, it's a real contrast, isn't it, this Holy Thursday with something like Infant Joy, where we've got the newborn baby speaking, singing with joy and having joy wished upon them, or the Lamb, where the Lamb is full of life and delight about life. Here we've got the opposite, haven't we? So many children poor that poverty is dragging people down, and that this is a place where the sun never shines. And I think it's important to look at that word, never. And their ways are filled with thorns. It's eternal winter. Eternal is never ending, the misery. And so he's saying that wherever the sun does shine, that's where babes can never hunger, and rain does fall. I think what's interesting there is the idea, isn't it, that the sun and the kind of thing, the true things of nature, the rain, represent God, don't they? I think we saw that a lot in the Songs of Innocence, where the sun, particularly we could think of the little black boy, the sun represents God, or the lion with his kind of ruddy eyes in night, the sun is God. And wherever God is, you can never have hunger. So what's happened in this fallen world, where we've been introduced to by the introduction and the Earth's answer, what's happened is that God has gone. He's not here. And I think that what Blake is powerfully sort of saying is that you know, you have a world that's been stripped of true humanity, And he goes on in the Songs of Experience to really depict this world quite precisely and very powerfully. But here in Holy Thursday, we have seen a world where God is not there. It's not holy. And so we have our answer to that first question, is it a holy thing to see, by the end, that God is not here. Now, what we have also is a quite powerful rhyme scheme, which is not always regular, but it is interesting, isn't it? And I think that if we look at Fall and Appall, I think that's probably the most powerful rhyme, emphasising poverty, the mind of Paul, emphasising the horror of the poverty, and that's emphasised by the rhyme, isn't it? Remember, rhyme is always there, usually to emphasise a key idea or feeling. I think there's an idea and there's a feeling there, isn't there? There's the idea that poverty is appalling, and there is a feeling of anger that's generated by the rhyme. I think what I'd really like people to do is to start to look at some other rhymes and start to think about the ways in which Blake is emphasising ideas through rhyme, and also generating sort of feelings, generating a poetic effect through his use of rhyme. Obviously he does that through his use of rhythm and imagery as well, but it's, I think, particularly important in the Songs of Experience to look at the way in which he uses rhyme to generate a feeling.
Is this a holy thing to see in a rich and fruitful land? Babes reduced to misery,